to be here in the heart of One Spark at the beautiful Omni Hotel. This is where I'm staying. They have hooked me up and I am living large. Of course, that's not exactly news to anybody. I live large on a regular basis. I have two very special women that I would like to introduce you to. First, on my immediate left, is the lovely Judy Smith, the President and Chief Executive Officer of Hands On Jacksonville.
Hi, Torry. It's great to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. First of all, I think we've already been having a lot of fun off camera. It's been fun getting to know both of you. And this is the lovely Leanne Daddario.
You got it.
Did I pronounce it right?
Very good.
Who is the Senior Vice President and Chief COO.
That's exactly right.
Alphabet.
It's okay. There's too many letters.
Way too many letters. We don't need that many.
Exactly.
Let's break it down and just talk a little bit about, first of all, Judy, what is Hands On Jacksonville?
Hands On Jacksonville. If I give you a metaphor for it, it would be that we're the on-ramp to the superhighway of volunteering in Northeast Florida. We will get you involved in the community. If you know where you want to volunteer, that's fine. You don't need us. But if you want to get involved, you want to do something good, you want to make a difference, but you don't know how to get started, you can come to Hands On Jacksonville, because that's what our primary purpose is to get people involved in something that they're passionate about so that they can fulfill their destiny. We all have a destiny to make the world a better place, don't we? I mean, that's what you're doing.
Okay.
You are.
See, my motto is I want to make the world a better place. Love
butter. I do too. I do too.
But you do the better thing, that's good. Now, if somebody was saying, oh, well, we do want to get involved with Hands On Jacksonville, we do want to volunteer, how would they contact you? Where would they go?
The easiest way is just our website, handsonjacksonville.org. Go and search on some of the opportunities to get involved with us or with our many, many partner agencies. There are tons of volunteer opportunities out there just waiting for people to get involved. Yeah.
Okay, now I've got a question for the lovely Leanne. Leanne, I know that you've only been involved with Hands On Jacksonville. You've been doing volunteerism for a long time, but Hands On Jacksonville for the last 9 months. What attracted you to this organization in particular?
Well, service and volunteering has been a part of my life as early as back in my high school years. Now I'm giving my age away. And so the mission is something that I really believe in as well. And then I met the lovely Judy probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and was attracted to her energy and passion for what she does. And it's always, fun to work with somebody like that because I think it makes a really strong team. So we partner together, and here we are talking to you.
Here we are.
I'm telling you, you guys could be a comedy team on your own. Lewis and Martin have got nothing on Daddario.
We're following you.
It's been crazy. I want to talk about some of the biggest projects that Hands On Jacksonville has been involved in. And there's one that had a particular interest to me is this St. Nicholas project?
Yes, our visit from St. Nick. We just completed our 11th year of a visit from St. Nick. We brought it to Jacksonville in 2003. And to give you an idea, or to give your listeners an idea of the scope of this project, it really is a multi-project project. And it culminates on the first Friday in December. Last year, we went to 14 Title I schools. So we go to the schools that serve the most challenged of our neighborhoods.
Okay.
So we went to 14 Title I schools in 3 counties, visited 7,000 children, and left behind 34,000 books and 25,000 toys and 34,000 books, of value to those schools of about $480,000. We have visited kids, I think we're up to like 85,000 kids and about $4.5 million of goods and services. From our little bitty organization, we've got a staff of 10. We've got a tiny budget, and yet this is just one of the amazing things that we do and that we've done. Not just a one-shot wonder, but we have done consistently with these Title I schools since 2003. It's really amazing. We moved into Clay County this year, and they were so thrilled. They were so thrilled. The superintendent of schools showed up at the school where we were visiting, and he said, "Oh my God, please come back to us next year. Can you come back to more of our schools next year?" And I said, "Do you have that many Title I schools in Clay County?" And he said, Yes, we do. So, yes, we're going back.
You know what I love is what you said is that when you go into a school, you don't just go into one teacher's class
Right.
or just one grade level. When you go to a school, you go to the entire school.
Every kid gets the visit.
Do they know that you're coming before you get there? Do the kids know?
The kids
Tell me how
have
it
no
happens.
idea. We choose the schools and we let the principals know. We work with the teachers and the principals, of course, so that they're in the know. But that morning, there is gold tinsel all over the floors as the kids are coming in. The hallways have this gold tinsel, and they are wondering, what in the world, were the teachers partying here without us or something? They get into their classroom, and at every single desk.
Before school's even started?
Before school started.
Okay.
So they walk in, and on their desk is this book bag that's filled with toys and books. And the teachers and the principals tell us that for many of the kids, they're not going to get toys during the holiday season. They're just not. And they tell us that in many homes, not all, but in many homes, there simply aren't any books. And it's not that there aren't any books at that reading level. There aren't any books. And how do you learn to read without books?
Right. Are you a reader yourself?
Oh, I love to read.
I'm an avid reader
I
too.
love to read. I've read. Oh, I remember when I was a little kid, hiding a flashlight in my bedroom so that when I was supposed to be sleeping, I had my covers up, my flashlight going on my little Nancy Drew books.
I did the same thing with Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys.
That's crazy.
Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys.
Crazy. Kindred spirits for kindred
There we
spirits.
go.
Big readers. And you know the thing about, I love that you're teaching them to read, that they take something home that is theirs. No one can take it from them.
That's right. It's there's.
Do the teachers help you select the books that you're going to put into the bags?
The teachers don't. We do that with a national organization like First Books usually.
Okay.
So we find out what is an appropriate set of books for the older kids, what's an appropriate set of books for the younger kids. So they're divided out like
What
that.
type of book would you recommend for me?
Oh, I think
Lots
for
of
the
pictures?
younger kids.
Yes, picture book. That would be perfect.
Very good. Now, I would think that if I was a volunteer, just seeing those kids' faces, that would be the program that I would most want to be a part of.
Yeah. For the volunteers, most of our volunteers who go into the schools are from employee volunteer programs within our sponsor organizations, our sponsor companies.
Okay.
And for many people, they have never been to visit our Title I elementary schools. And it opens their eyes to so many things. It opens their eyes to the fact that these schools are amazing little oases of sanity and of community within challenged communities. The teachers are talented and caring. The kids are trying. So that is their place to go to have a community experience. And then for them to come and have all this fun too. When the employees, when the volunteers see how much the kids appreciate this, they see how much the teachers appreciate it, they see how much the principals appreciate it, usually they say, I want to do more. I want to help out. I want to help out in other ways. What else can we do? We had one of our law firms a couple of years ago who they were so touched, the employees were so touched that they said, they went to the principal and said, what else can we do? And the principal said, oh my gosh, they need bicycles.
That's crazy.
And so this law firm, Sporer and Dodd, wonderful law firm in town, bought bicycles that they would then, the principal would make the determination who had tried the hardest and who had really made an attempt, and they would get the bicycles.
Wow.
So it sometimes will spur on year-round volunteering, whether with that school or whether with another school. Our schools need as much help as we, as concerned citizens and parents, can muster.
And speaking of help, you guys need help at Hands on
Well, sure.
Jacksonville. How would somebody who says, hey, I want to be a part of what those guys are doing, how would they be able to financially contribute or be of help to Hands on Jacksonville?
The easiest way, and I should let Leanne field this question, but
Leanne,
the
please.
easiest way is...
The easiest way is to go to our website, www.handsonjacksonville.org. You can make a credit card payment, PayPal, you can mail a check in. For Visit from St. Nick, you can do a small donation if you want to. You can buy one backpack for one child for $25. So we have many folks that around holiday time would like to make a smaller donation, and so they want to touch 3 or 4 kids' lives, and they'll buy 3 or 4 backpacks. So you can do as small as $25, but of course if you're interested in a corporate sponsorship and you'd like your company to take on a school or a classroom, I'd love to talk to you. Lots of opportunities. It's an amazing program in that we use a total of 700 volunteers. A couple hundred of those folks show up at the end of November, and it is like assembly lines, and we pack backpacks.
How long does it take to put those backpacks together?
2 hours. Because when you have that much labor,
You got to go through a lot of coffee to get those filled in 2 hours.
we get it packed in about 2.5 hours. Yes.
Many hands make light work.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Very good.
And then we show up the night before, you alluded to this, we show up the night before volunteers and we decorate these classrooms. And so when
That's
they
gotta be
come
the
in
most
that
fun.
morning, the school, their classrooms are all decorated. And those volunteers have been a part of that process from the beginning of the backpack all the way through to the presentation of the backpack to the child the day of.
Now, does
So really,
a Saint Nick actually show up?
yes, at every
Oh,
school.
At
Yes.
what point does that happen?
Yes.
That happens anywhere during it takes approximately 2 hours to go through every single classroom. But while volunteers
So
are
one
reading,
school a day.
all 14 schools happen at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Simultaneously, the visit happens.
Yes.
We have volunteers staged in every one of those schools. We have a St. Nick staged in every school. That
huge.
St. Nick makes his or her. We've had some female St. Nicks.
St. Nicky.
Yeah.
St. Nicky. They make their trip to every single classroom and hand out this little kindness coin that just kind of drives home the values that we're trying to encourage.
Kindness
of caring
point
and
to promote
yes,
values.
Yes.
That's genius.
Yes. Kindness and caring and loving and sharing, and and what's really touching is to watch the kids receive these little plastic coins. Some of them look at it and think, I can't eat this. I really can't spend this. But then St. Nick will talk to them about, you can spend this. You can give this to somebody that you want to be kind to you. You can trade these with each other. But it's just to remind you to be kind and to care about other people and to do something to share with other people. There's a real touching story about a little boy who received the backpack, and he wrote us a thank you note. We get thousands of these thank you notes, but one of them really touched our hearts. A couple of years ago, he said, I'm thank you so much, Hands on Jacksonville, for the visit. I'm going to read the books to my little brother every night so that he can get ready for kindergarten, and I'm going to give the jump rope to my sister so that she gets a gift.
Oh yeah,
at-
I'd give the jump rope boy too.
But it was
Sorry, just don't get a lot of airlift.
so bad. It was to give his sister some sort of present at Christmas time, so she would get a present. And then I'm going to give this little play money to my mother so that she can help pay the bills with it. So very touching stuff. The kids are amazing.
Sounds like it.
Makes an impact on the kids, and it makes an impact on the volunteers as well.
Now,
And
Leanne,
us every year. We never get immune to it. It's
Yep.
just amazing stuff.
Leanne, what can you tell me about the event that's happening tonight?
We have an amazing event tonight called Celebrate Good, and it's free, so come out and join
Celebrate
us.
Good, and it's at 6 p.m. I know I'm
That's
going to
right,
be there.
Yeah,
6 p.m.
you
at the
can.
Times Union Performing Arts Center in downtown Jacksonville. And essentially what we're doing is telling 13 stories of volunteers throughout our community in many different categories that have made tremendous impact on the city of Jacksonville. And so we're celebrating good people, good deeds, and good times. And we do that every year during National Volunteer Week in April.
Sounds fantastic.
It's going to be very exciting.
Judy, you were telling me something about the difficulties that volunteers have experienced with other organizations and how that doesn't seem to be. What is the repeat clientele there with your company, with Hands on Jacksonville?
And I don't want to. I just want to say that that's a national figure.
National
that
average.
One
This is-
out of 3 volunteers says, my time was badly used, or this isn't what I expected to do, or nobody thanked me. 1 out of 3. That's the national data. So there's a real challenge for organizations to appropriately use people who want to give their time. Time is our most precious resource.
And then you honor them at, like this event tonight.
Yeah,
exactly
absolutely.
Crazy.
But with our projects, like the St. Nick project, well, in fact, that's probably 100% satisfaction rate, but overall, our satisfaction rate is 97%, which is a whole lot better than 67%, that national figure. So many organizations do really well with their volunteers, but not all of them do. Sometimes they just simply don't have the infrastructure to deal with volunteers, or sometimes they recruit too many volunteers, and then you've got a lot of people.
Nothing's worse than sitting around and not knowing what you're supposed to be doing, and you feel like I could have.
Exactly, yeah. And then, what do volunteers get paid? They get paid in appreciation. And the most important thing to do with volunteers is to thank them in ways that they appreciate. You know, and sometimes that's just, thank you, Torry.
Yeah.
Thank you for helping us out. Thank you for doing what you do with our organization. Sometimes that's all it takes. Other times, some people like the appreciation dinners, and some people don't like the appreciation dinners. You know, you just have to figure out.
Bad food?
Well, maybe they don't
There's
want to.
no such thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to come out in the evening for an appreciation dinner and hear some guest speaker like me quacking away about how wonderful they are. Maybe that's not how they want to be thanked. Maybe they want, well, whatever.
Yeah.
There are so many ways to thank people, but all people are different, and you just have to figure out what's the best way to thank your volunteers.
I think one of the things that most jumped out to me is that you would take people into these schools and you would open their eyes to the needs.
Yes.
And you're also talking about open your eyes to recognize and appreciate.
Yes.
I think that that's a lot of eye-opening.
There's a lot of eye-opening that goes on when you
I think
work.
people just want to be seen. I think these kids want to be seen and be valued as people
as human
and treated
beings.
special, and volunteers want the same thing. I think it's beautiful what you're doing.
And everybody, deep down, all of us want to change the world for the better. Only it's such a huge...
Don't forget the butter.
and the butter. But it's such a huge job. We think that, well, I can't change the world. Yes, you can. Every act of kindness, every act of kindness changes the world in a little tiny way. But if we all move in that direction, instead of, letting the evil that's out there take over, no, we've got to all be moving in the right direction, in the same direction, in the direction of goodness and justice and the American way.
There you go.
Or whatever.
Leanne, can you give me just a little teaser of what one of the glory stories we're going to hear tonight might be? Just a little.
Ooh, which
goodness.
one? Which one to single out? Oh, boy.
I know. There's so many of them, so gosh. I will try to do my best here. One of the ones is 26.2 with Donna, which is a marathon that happens here in Jacksonville every year in February.
Yeah, that's not the one that I would sign up for.
I'll
be the St. Nick.
Well, and the reason that they're being recognized tonight is they have thousands of volunteers that show up the day of, and it supports breast cancer. 100% of their proceeds support breast cancer research. And the volunteers show up and pull off this event for close to 10,000 runners.
They have a staff of 4.
Exactly.
They have a staff of 4 people, and they put on the I think it's one of the largest marathons in the world that's devoted to breast cancer.
Wow.
It's huge. It's huge. But it's because of those 2,500 volunteers and 4 amazing staff members.
And so this is an event that I believe is in year 5 or year 6, and a little bit of the background is that it goes to help fund research at Mayo Clinic. And it was started by one of our local TV newscasters who'd had reoccurring breast cancer, and there were not monies for research at Mayo. So she started this to fund those research dollars, and it's predominantly carried off by volunteers. So in a 5 or 6 year period, it has made this huge impact in our community. And those are the kind of folks that we recognize tonight that celebrate good. In such a short period of time, they're volunteers and the things that they do to change our community for the better. So that's one example.
Here's a real heartwarming one, too. A little group called Friends with a Purpose. They are, they have just, all of them, they're friends, there's 5 of them.
Flap.
And
That's exactly right.
Friends with a purpose.
Flap. I like it.
Don't make me flappy.
Exactly.
They are all special needs young adults. They've all graduated from high school, but they all have their own special needs. However, the name of this award is the Willing and Able Award for people who have disabilities but who give back. They go to the Sulzbacher Center, which is a homeless center here in Jacksonville, and they go once a week, I think it's Tuesday, for 4 hours, and they do some cleaning of the little kids' rooms. They serve food, and they make it a point to do this on a weekly basis. They have special needs themselves, but they feel so strongly about the abilities that they do have, and they have the ability to make a difference in the lives of these other people.
To meet somebody involved
Oh
with that
yeah,
tonight?
oh yeah.
They're all going to be there.
They're going to be there.
Again, where's this happening? 6 o'clock tonight.
6 o'clock tonight
Hard
at the Times
start
Union
at 6
Performing
o'clock.
Center,
Hard start, 6 o'clock.
downtown
Boom,
Jacksonville.
Boom, you can come earlier than that. You
I'm
can
coming to hang out with you
there
guys.
you go. Come
The
on.
event is free.
Well,
And
now
we
I'm
have
really going to be
18
there. If you
restaurants.
tell me there's chocolate.
Wow, I'll tell you, there's food.
There is food.
chocolate, yes. 18 restaurants come. And so after the event is over, there's a party and we feed you for free. And so, yeah, come out and join us. It's a good time. It's a good time.
It's going to be good.
And celebrate people that are making an incredible difference. It's such an inspiration.
Now, is there going to be an opportunity for people who might want to make a contribution to your organization
Absolutely.
there tonight in person, where they can maybe
Absolutely.
meet the two of you?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
people who work with you?
Yes.
And this is, in the past, we've tried the tickets, the tickets routine, and having VIP expensive tickets, and having tickets for other, folks who pay a lot. This is our first year where we've said our sponsors are covering this. We don't want any barriers to people.
That
to
would keep
come.
anyone away.
Yeah, that would keep
community
anyone
event.
away. It's a
Yeah.
community event.
Absolutely.
We're
It's a
celebrating
community
goodness in this community. So come on down, but at the end, we are going to make an ask. So we have a good friend of ours, Ed Hayes, who has agreed to make an ask, and so that'll be the opportunity. Anybody can give anything that they want.
And we would love that. And not only telling great stories, but we're really inspiring people. Get involved.
Yeah.
Your time is one of your greatest gifts that you can give. And when you come and you listen and hear stories of people where you think, I can't make a difference, and Judy just shared a great example, of course you can make a difference. No matter what. Exactly. Everybody can make a difference. Everybody can sow into somebody else's life to make it better. And thus you make your community better.
I think you just summarized everything there perfectly. What I really like, though, is you guys you call yourself hands-on Jacksonville, but it's really hearts open to everyone.
And tonight we're telling heart stories, and that's exactly what we want to do. We want to tell the heart-changing stories of folks that make Jacksonville a phenomenal place to live, because that's what it is.
If anybody has been thinking about volunteering, you want to learn more about how to get involved with Hands On Jacksonville, if you'd like to come down and please support and encourage the work that these lovely ladies are doing with their organization, come down and say hi in person. I'm going to be there. They're going to be there. So 6 o'clock tonight. This has been Building a Difference. And by the way, if you're in the area, stop by the Building a Difference. We're here at the beautiful Omni Hotel. The whole lobby downstairs, you can see the whole story of Building a Difference, the TV show. We're just going into season 4. And I want to thank you, Leanne Daddario, and you, Judy Smith, from Hands On Jacksonville. I want to tell you, I appreciate you.
Yes.
Thank you,
I
Torry.
see you. And I appreciate you, and thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to tonight. Free
Thank you for
food.
letting us share our story. We
Chocolate.
appreciate
Good
you.
chocolate.
Exactly.
It's Christmas every day with you.
That's right.
We'll talk to you later. Come on down.